My name is John. I'm from Bangalore, basically. Lived there all my life. I currently work as a director for a company called Luminos Software. Uh, uh, Basically deal with software as a service, and I manage the operations and the non-technical part, more importantly. Yeah, so that's about me basically. I have my family is with me in Bangalore, my parents, wife, and I have a 5-year-old daughter in Bangalore. We live in Bangalore, and we're planning to move probably to one of the farmlands here. So our childhood, as an 80s kid, we did not have too much of access to technology. The maximum we had growing up was probably a television set, maybe a few handheld video game devices, the very basic ones. And so we spent most of our time in nature. We spent most of our time playing in the mud, playing with sticks and stones, and it was the typical. What we have today in rural India was what urban India was 20 years ago or 25 years ago. So we always lived with greenery. We always lived around plants and animals and trees and in nature per se, and that slowly faded out. It was. It felt good when technology kicked in. We had easier access to things. Life became simpler in many ways, but it also complicated it in terms of we started getting disconnected from nature, disconnected from the earth. We started having desk jobs. We wouldn't go out. No human interaction. No animals around us. Probably just some domesticated pets at home, but we started getting disconnected. So the banes and boons were there. Me as an individual, I spent a lot of time out of Bangalore in terms of going to Pune, and from there, Pune was the place where we went for holidays, and we had a lot of time going to a friend's farm. And I still remember this one particular farm which had a river flowing next to it and a mountain on the other side, and we used to go swimming in that river, and it was like it was just peace, and it was serene, away from that from the hustle and bustle of studies at that time, and now work. So farm, the dream of having a farm and going back into that has been there for more than a decade, I think now, because the technology era peaked, and then we realized, okay, no, we're getting disconnected, let's go back. So that's why the farm idea came up about a decade ago. 10 years approximately, I think, I've been looking for farmlands. Every weekend I would take my car, choose a highway, drive along it, talk to some locals who I meet over there, and look for some land. But it always, I don't know, if they say the best things always come hard or come later. They don't come easy. So whatever lands I looked at earlier, I've in fact even booked some lands. It never went through for some reason or the other. There was disappointment that it didn't go through, either some legal issues, or there was no water, or there was a high tension wire running through, or there was a plan to build a highway and the government would acquire the land. So something or the other was a problem. Finally, I found Hosachiguru through a friend actually, and I said, okay, let's see. And I always preferred a managed farm, because I know it's not easy to manage something which is standalone, being in the city and having the farm outside. So it entails a lot of time and putting in a lot of effort, and it's not that easy. So a managed farmland was always a better option for me. And Hosachiguru, when I first interacted with Vidya, we saw Abhivruddhi. We had a nice organic lunch there. The hospitality was great. And then I slowly started talking to Srinath and a few others there. What I liked about it is they were very transparent, and all of them spoke the same language. So I realized instantly that my vision of doing farming, or my vision of moving to a farm, is completely aligned with their vision as an organization. So that's what clicked. There was immediate resonance there. It clicked, and I think it didn't even take me a month to finalize and say, okay, this is it, and I'm going to do this. So I come whenever I can. This time it's been special because we were in the lockdown, and we were just locked in our homes, and we were just waiting to go out. Earlier we would make a plan, make a booking, come here, spend few days, go back. This time we were out of a cage. It was like that. We just got freedom. And the weather this time has been so beautiful. It's been raining, it's been cloudy, it's been overcast, it's been sunny at times, it's green all around. And and the hospitality, I don't have to even talk about the hospitality at Hosachiguru, because it's more than a 5-star experience for me, because even a 5-star hotel is limited to man-made structures. Here you're in nature and you get everything. You just have to name something and they ensure that you get it, even in a remote location like this. So the stay here is wonderful. Eco-friendly cottages, everything is eco-friendly here. So including the people. I used to always ask Srinath, do you train your staff or do you hire staff that are already in a particular, have a particular nature or a particular kind of personality? So they're all very friendly, they're all very kind, they're all very generous, they always give you time, they teach you things, they teach you anything that you want to know about the farm and about how you want to go about doing it, and they always have inputs. So I think my decision of going with Hosachiguru was the perfect one. So it was the first time she ever plucked fruits from a tree. She may have done it before, but I don't think in such an environment. So for her, my idea now is to give her the life that I had, or the childhood that I had. Because she has technology, they have all these things, they know how to, at 5 years she knows how to use YouTube and Netflix and whatnot, operate a smartphone and all of that, because they adapt, children adapt easily. So I want her to adapt even to this sort of a lifestyle. She's been, if I allow it, she'll stay here permanently. She will just stay here, she just wants to be here, she doesn't want to go back at all. She's going to be very disappointed if I tell her now that we're going back today or tomorrow, and she wants. So the plan is to construct maybe a small little eco-friendly cottage here, and so that we can come here for longer durations. Kyra is very happy. I see a change. She's very allergic. So I don't know, allergic to pollen or dust or whatever it is in Bangalore. But the moment she comes here, within a day, everything goes. She's very happy. Her mindset changes. She's outdoors. She forgets about videos and technology and all of that. She's just very happy here. So as parents, we feel happy seeing our children happy. So I think there's no better experience I can give her than this. To sum it up, I think everyone should do this. We should start, if not permanently. I know it's difficult to come and stay in a farm permanently for most of us, because we're so used to ordering everything online now, things being delivered to our doorsteps. But I think everyone should at least try and have it as a second home maybe, or have it as a holiday home, but get into this as a second life, or as a post-retirement plan, I would say, so that ultimately what we're looking at is happiness. Human beings are always in pursuit of happiness, and that's the ultimate thing. We think money is going to give us happiness, but it doesn't. I mean, it's a necessity today, but it's not the only thing that gives us happiness. There are things like this which will give you much more happiness. It cannot be quantified, and I think everyone should do something like this in their lifetime.